We've been friends forever, for 25 years.
Yes.
Before I had my kids, we were just buddies, like nothing like romance from friendship.
Okay, so if you've been anywhere near the internet lately, you already know this story is absolutely wild. Hot 97 dropped a report that had everyone talking, and DJ Funk Flex, oh, he came through with some piping hot tea that literally set the blogs on fire. Now, allegedly, and I need to stress that word, Funk Flex claimed that Kimora had been messing around with someone named Baby. And of course, when people heard that, most of us immediately thought, wait, the Baby? The rapper? But no. He was actually referring to Birdman, you know, the cash money mogul, the one who's also known as Baby, and yes, is married to the legendary Toni Braxton.
Miss Kimora Lee Simmons.
Russell's own wife, right?
Back to the Fab Lane, but back to the Fab Lane.
The baby was beating that. Go ahead, finish the story. Finish the story.
Say word.
Finish the story.
Now, before we dive deeper, let's talk about the history here because context is everything. And trust me, you're gonna need it for this story. This tea about Birdman and Kimora, it's not exactly new. In fact, it's been simmering for years, just waiting to boil over. Birdman and Kimora allegedly had a whole situation going on in the past, and it wasn't even low-key. There was a time when Birdman publicly dedicated a post to her, like out in the open for everyone to see. The quote was something like, "Shout out Kimora, love of my life." And he went on about gratitude and dropped lines like, "Rich girl, rich gang." So yeah, this wasn't some secret fling that nobody knew about. He was out here claiming her publicly at one point, putting it on social media for the world to witness, which makes everything that came after even more complicated. Like, when someone calls you the love of their life publicly, that's a pretty big declaration, right? So keep that in mind as we go through this story because it adds a whole other layer to everything. So here's where things get really interesting and honestly kind of wild when you start putting the pieces together. According to the internet detectives, and you know they stay digging through old photos, receipts, and timelines, Birdman and Kimora's involvement allegedly lasted from around 2004 to 2014. That's a whole decade, you guys. 10 years. But wait, it gets messier. That timeline allegedly overlaps with Kimora's other relationships. And we're not talking about a few months here and there. We're talking about her time with Russell Simmons and even her relationship with Tim. So if these claims are true, that would mean Birdman was allegedly kept on the back burner while she was publicly with other people. Like, she was out here living her life, being seen with these other high-profile men, and allegedly, Birdman was still in the picture the whole time. Now, I have to keep saying allegedly because none of this has been confirmed by anyone involved, but the timeline is definitely raising eyebrows. And honestly, when you look at the dates, it's hard not to wonder if there's some truth to it. The math is mathing, as they say. Now let's fast forward to Birdman and Toni Braxton because this is where the story really starts to hurt. These two got engaged back in 2018, and fans were actually here for it. Toni is a legend. I mean, we're talking about someone who gave us Unbreak My Heart and countless other classics. Birdman is a mogul who built Cash Money Records into an empire. It seemed like a power couple situation, you know? Two successful people finding love later in life. People were rooting for them. They finally got married in 2024, and everyone thought it was a beautiful love story coming full circle. But according to sources, and this is where it gets really uncomfortable, Kimora was allegedly still in the picture even while Birdman was with Toni. Like, allegedly, there was still something going on between Birdman and Kimora during his relationship with Toni, possibly even leading up to and during the engagement. If that's true, that is beyond messy. That's a whole different level of disrespect. Like, you're proposing to one woman while allegedly still entertaining another? That's not just messy, that's cruel. So they got married in 2024, right? A beautiful ceremony. All the love and celebration you'd expect from two people who've been together for years. But then, and I wish I was making this up, they separated just 2 days after the wedding. 2 days. Like, they didn't even make it through the honeymoon phase. They didn't even get to the part where you're still pretending everything is perfect. And then, 2 weeks later, Toni filed for divorce. Like, the ink on the marriage certificate was barely dry, and she was already calling her lawyer. That tells you something went horribly wrong, and it happened fast. You don't go from I do to I'm done in 2 weeks unless something absolutely devastating was revealed. This wasn't cold feet or buyer's remorse. Something major went down. Now, we have to give credit where credit is due, and a lot of this information came from Tysa Tells. She's been covering this story, and according to her sources, Toni allegedly separated from Birdman after she discovered he was still dealing with someone on the side, and that someone allegedly Kimora. Again, this is all based on what sources told Tisa, so we're in alleged territory here, but the timing of everything lines up in a way that's hard to ignore. If you remember, the separation happened almost immediately after the wedding, and now we're hearing that it might have been because Toni found out about Birdman's alleged side dealings. That would explain why everything fell apart so quickly. Like, she thought she was marrying someone who was fully committed to her, and then allegedly found out that wasn't the case at all. Can you imagine? Your wedding day is supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life, and instead, it turns into the moment everything comes crashing down. But wait, it gets even worse. And honestly, I almost can't believe I'm about to say this. Sources are claiming that on the actual wedding day, Birdman showed up late to his own wedding. Like, everyone's waiting, Toni's probably stressed wondering where he is, and he's just casually running behind schedule. And then, allegedly, he told Toni that he had to leave shortly after the ceremony. According to these claims, he flew out to go help Kimora with something. So let me get this straight. He allegedly left his brand new wife alone on their wedding day to go be with another woman? If that's true, that is one of the messiest, most disrespectful things I've ever heard. Like, I don't even have words for how wild that is. Your wedding day is supposed to be about celebrating your commitment to each other, and he allegedly bounced to go handle something for someone else? That's not just disrespectful to Toni, that's humiliating. And if that really happened, I honestly don't know how anyone comes back from that. Now here's the twist that nobody saw coming, and honestly, it shocked a lot of people. Despite filing for divorce, despite all the alleged drama, despite everything, Toni reconciled with Birdman earlier this year. Yes, you heard that right. They're still legally married as we speak. So even after all of that mess, after the separation, after the divorce filing, after allegedly being left alone on her wedding day, she decided to stay. And honestly, that's where people are divided. Some folks are like, Toni, why would you take him back? And others are trying to understand her perspective, which brings me to my next point. Look, I'm gonna be real with you because I think we need to have an honest conversation about this. I think financial security probably played a role here. And before anyone comes for me, I'm not saying that's the only reason, but let's be honest. When a woman is being provided for in a major way, it's easier to overlook certain things. Toni is older now. She's been dealing with lupus for years, and maybe she wants someone to take care of her for once. She's been carrying her family financially for decades. She's been the provider, the caretaker, the responsible one. She supported her sisters, helped with their careers, dealt with her own health issues, and kept pushing forward. Maybe at this stage in her life, she just wants to be comfortable and not have to worry about money or taking care of everyone else. I get that. It's not what I would do personally, but I understand why someone in her position might make that choice. Sometimes people stay not because they're weak, but because they're tired. They're tired of fighting, tired of starting over, tired of being strong all the time. Now, do I fully agree with her staying? Honestly, no, I don't. If someone treated me the way Birdman allegedly treated Toni, I'd be gone so fast. But at the end of the day, it's her life and her decision. She's the one living it, not me, not you, not anyone commenting online. And from what we can see, she seems comfortable in her situation. She and Birdman have a long history together, and clearly there's something that keeps pulling her back to him.
The two tied the knot and seemingly split just 48 hours later last year. The pair apparently agreed to call off the divorce in January.
We've been friends forever, for 25 years.
Yeah.
Before I had my kids, we were just buddies, like nothing like romance from friendship.
And by the way, you all do a great job of kind of keeping it out.
Well, we didn't want people to know.
Why not?
Because of what happened. Yeah.
But if people know, then they don't make up those stories.
But if they don't know, it's nothing to talk about. You get to live your life a little, freer. I am the happiest I've been in a long time.
She happy. I ain't got money, because I'm going to make sure that.
I introduced Toni to her husband. Then he started speaking to me about my sister. I was like, my sister Mary, please go sit down somewhere. And so when Toni got a divorce, he was serious about her and, made his way in.
Maybe it's love, maybe it's comfort, maybe it's the life he provides, probably a combination of everything. Realistically, I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon. As much as we might want her to leave, as much as we might think she deserves better, I think she's decided this is where she wants to be. You know what though? When Toni talks about Birdman in interviews, you can actually see why she loves him. There's something there, some connection that we don't fully understand from the outside.
Yeah, we've been like besties for a long time.
People always say that. But
No, this is real. Like no cross the line.
Besties, like you always kept in touch and you always talked.
We would keep in touch. He would come see me when I had my plays. When I had my baby shower, he would come. Like we were really friends. He's a gentleman. He's such a gentleman.
Is he?
What?
I could see that.
Opening doors, and he's just a gentleman. people don't know, 2016 November, when I was on tour October, I was really sick. I don't mean kind of sick. I mean like really,
From the
really
lupus?
sick.
Or
I had a
from-
really
okay.
bad flare, and I was on tour. And every day I was on tour, he was there with me. And on my off days, he would go and take care of his business, but he would follow me on the bus and just make sure I was okay. And I don't know if you've ever been really, really sick in your life and you feel kind of hopeless and you got somebody who's a friend that's there. That's kind of, it
means
just
a
made
lot.
me see him differently.
So my hope, and I really, really hope this is the case, is that all these rumors about Kimora are just that, rumors. I hope they're not true. And if there was something going on in the past, I hope Birdman has completely cut ties and is being faithful to Toni now. She deserves that. After everything she's been through, after her health struggles, after carrying her family for so long, she deserves a partner who's fully committed to her. I truly believe that deep down, Toni was always the one he really wanted. So hopefully, he's acting like it now and treating her with the respect and loyalty she deserves. All right, you guys, that's all the tea I have for you today. And trust me, it was a lot. I want to know what you think about all of this. Do you think Toni should have stayed? Do you believe the rumors about Kimora? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I love reading what you all have to say. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who loves messy celebrity tea as much as we do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.